tears of joy. Just like the new Disney film Elemental, the atmosphere in the real world has to be clean. Amtrak does a good job with the environment with the new ALC 42 locomotives instead of the P40s and 42s. Women trains are fuel efficient because they have renewable steam. And they are really useful for what they do every day to do their work. Whatever makes up the consist, the trains do their best no matter what. One day, Eve was taking a goods train to Train Junction. Over in the rail yard, the troublesome trucks were having circle time with Jackie, Tessa, Shayla, and Kirsten. They were about to sing a song about clapping hands and stomping feet. Jackie, the lead teacher, led the chorus. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and the trains just want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and the trains just want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and the trains just want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! And all of the, if you're happy and we know it, do all three. Hooray! If we're happy and you know we know. Later that day, Eve pulled up to the yard where she saw Betty. "Thank you for coming," she said. "You're welcome," said Eve. Betty switched tracks and buffered up to the 6 cars. And she steamed over to meet up with Rosalina. It was quiet in the countryside, and then the gates started to go down. Betty steamed over with her goods. Mr. Cakester had a job. "There is a goods train that's going to Killabon Sodor today," he said. "Sounds like a plan, sir," Betty said. And she steamed off to collect it with Rosalina. "All aboard!" called Rosalina, and the 2 friends made their way. They made their way along the northeast corridor that went from Boston South Station to Washington, D.C. So they were being really useful. Just then, a double-decker passenger train came into view. It was on its way to a big city. "Keep up the good work," said the passengers, and the train clattered by. "Wah, wah, wah, wah," Betty said. "We really useful is what we are." The troublesome trucks began to laugh. And they continued on throughout the countryside. "Mr. Cakester gave me this job," Betty said, "because we like to be really useful." There was worse to come. Cheska was leaking enzyme juice. My wheels can't move!" she yelled. And there was also a truck stuck on the tracks. Before she knew it, Betty and Rosalina were fast approaching. "We must be careful," said Rosalina. "There's a truck stuck on the tracks." "Watch out!" yelled Jackie. "There's a collision about to happen." "We're on a collision course!" yelled Rosalina. "Slow down, Betty!" "We can't! The collision's about to crash!" The operator applied the brakes, but it was way too late! No one was hurt, but the cars in rear stayed on the tracks. Betty and Rosalina had flipped over onto their side. "Sweet mother of New Florida!" Betty said. "I'm on my side!" Just then, Lorraine came to the rescue. She puffed with all of her might, with the rail cars going backwards and Betty and Rosalina with her. And at last, they were upright once more. "We heard the train singing If You're Happy and You Know It, but Thomas the Train wasn't there," said the hopper car. "We know that show." "Do you?" said... "Oh, that's a nice show, of course." And then, "If they sang If You're Happy and You Know It on Thomas, wouldn't that be silly?" laughed the second car. "That would be very silly, mister," said Rosalina. "To make matters more silly, the If You're Happy and You Know It Thomas the Train song is 18 hours long, Lorraine," said a freight car. "That's a long time for a song," said Lorraine. And they all laughed. That's the story for another What If.